Howdy folks, this is Tex Grebner with Tex Grebner Outdoors, and I had some questions on the Benelli Nova and if I think that the Nova and now the Super Nova would make good sporting guns, because basically all my Benelli Nova stuff has been on the tactical and home defense end of things. Well, this is the first shotgun that I ever owned. Obviously, safety check. It is indeed empty, as I always attempt to stress gun safety, discharging in a safe direction. And yes, I would recommend the Benelli Nova or even the Super Nova, which is the newer model, for a good field gun, for pheasant, for duck, for geese, for turkey. Currently I'm running an easy hit bead, and first of all, let me just discuss this. I hate hype, okay? I bought this gun not because that it's the gun that Tom Knapp set a world record with. I bought it because at the time it was cheap and I liked it. Same with this easy hit bead. I don't use an easy hit bead because it's the bead that Tom Knapp uses. I use it because it works, and it works very good. But would I recommend the Benelli Nova and the Super Nova? Absolutely. How do I think that they stack up against the 870? In a field role, I think that they stack up equally. They're equally reliable. However, there's one thing that I think that the Nova has over the 870 and the Super Nova has over the 870 series. This rotating bolt unlocks the shells. And if you're going to be shucking heavy loads, or maybe wet shells if you're in a duck blind or goose blind, I think that the rotating bolt that a Nova has is a really good thing, and I think that it's an advantage that it has over the 870. Somebody had also asked me about field stripping a Benelli Nova. Now, I wouldn't go as far to say that that's easy. Obviously, you would take this off, and then you would come to this side. Nope, I guess it's this side. And then you would push out these pins and take the guts out of it. However, I wouldn't bother with that. The 870 from Remington and the Nova, in my opinion, are equally rugged. And so how would I suggest you clean this if you drop it in the mud when you're duck hunting? Take your barrel out. Clean your barrel. Run your fucking garden hose down that thing, wash it out, make sure that it gets good and dry, then shoot the fucker full of rem oil and call it good enough. I don't get real anal about detail stripping my shotguns or even my rifles. Oops, almost lost the damn thing. But that's my recommendation on cleaning it. Now, obviously, if you're going to run a garden hose through it, you want to make sure that it's good and dry before you put the oil on. But if you get mud in it, hose it out. And if you do something real crazy to it, I advise you to take it to a gunsmith. But I like the gun, and I like it a lot. I like the Benelli Nova, and I like the Super Nova. However, with the Super Nova, make sure that you get a 3.5 inch chamber, unless you don't plan on shooting 3.5 inch. Which, that's one thing that I really liked about the Benelli Nova, is that it comes, even though you're probably only going to find Super Novas now, that the Nova series came with 3.5 inch chambers standard. You might have to make sure to ask for a Super Nova with a 3.5 inch chamber if you plan on shooting 3.5 inch shells. It's a very light gun. Now, one thing that I will say about the Nova that they corrected in the Super Nova in this review is this is one piece. It's a one-piece steel and polymer stock that you're never going to break. However, that's good in a field gun. But on the tactical side of things, like with my Benelli Nova Tactical, with the ghost ring sights, because this is one piece, you can't retrofit a Nova with a Supernova stock. That's a problem, but anymore it's not a problem, because basically all you're going to find are Supernovas, and then if you want to turn it into a turkey gun with a steady grip stock, you can do that with a Supernova, and then put a bird, just a regular straight stock on it for your regular field use. But one thing that I really like about the Nova and the Supernova series is the fact that they're very light. They're easily pointable. It's very easy to shoot well if you use good technique with a Benelli. They're very ergonomic. Bolt release right here, safety right here. It's not like some of the Remingtons. Well, it's not like the Remington in general, where the bolt release is on this side and it sticks out, and you have to reach around the trigger guard, and the safety's at the rear of the trigger guard. Everything is right here up at the front. But one thing that I would say about the Nova being so light is, if you're going to shoot 3.5-inch shells through it, this is, as comes standard, probably a 7-pound, 7.5-pound gun, unloaded. And it's going to kick, okay? You've seen me shooting 3.5-inch buckshot out of my Tactical Nova, and that one's closer to 8 pounds, 8 or 9 pounds with all the shit that I've got on it. But for a field gun, trap gun, goose, turkey, duck, pheasant, whatever, I think that the Benelli Nova and the Supernova are great guns, and with the rotating bolt, I think that it gives it an advantage over the Remington 870, but I won't ever say that the 870 is not a good gun. And as for cleaning, like I said, if you're going to hose it out, make sure that it gets good and dry, and then just shoot it full of Rem oil. So I wouldn't really worry about detail stripping it. If you screw it up that bad, take it to a gunsmith. But I just love the way that it points. It's easy to shoot skeet and trap with well. However, one thing that I will say about the Benelli chokes, they do pattern pretty tight. So if you're going to be shooting skeet or quail, something that's fast and it's not just going to be straight away trap, I would suggest using the improved cylinder choke, because the Italian chokes do pattern pretty tight. However, there's a lot of aftermarket chokes from Carlson that you can get for them, and so this is my top recommendation for a field gun, for wing shooting, and I just like it. I like it a lot. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have fucking bought it. So I hope that's helpful for anybody out there that was wondering about the Benelli Nova or the Supernova as a field gun for wing shooting or turkey hunting. I hope that's helpful, because basically everything that I've done so far deals with the tactical Benellis. So as always, God bless all my Ted Nugent blood brothers out there. Join the NRA, protect our rights. Thank you to those of you serving in the military and involved in law enforcement. Thank you very much to my subscribers for all your support. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.